Hello friends, thanks for joining me today as we attempt to learn something about Solana. Now Solana is a blockchain coin and I don't really know much about it except that it's fast, it's very cheap to do transactions, and I've never actually developed anything for blockchain, but I'm trying to diversify my skills a little bit from web development. So what we have is just when we look at how to set up a project, we've got an empty project here in WebStorm and we've got an empty terminal ready to go. So let's just step together through and find out what's going on. Now I do know Solana is something to do with Rust, the Rust programming language, which is different from JavaScript, of course. So we're just going to step through these things, getting started. Getting started with Solana CLI. The Solana CLI is a tool that allows you to interact with Solana blockchain via the command line. Solana Explorer allows you to look up transactions and accounts on the various Solana clusters. Join the community, support forums. Okay, that didn't really help me too much. I just want to get started with like a Hello World Solana project. So let's click on Getting Started again. Okay. Solana for Beginners blog post. Okay, so it looks like I need to read this one here. Getting started with Solana development. This article you will learn about some of the very high level topics related to Solana development as myths, development, blah blah blah. Okay, I'm not going to read all this out. You can sort of read along with me with my fast reading speed. This article is intended for developers. I'll read out the key points that are new to Solana and assumes you already have some general knowledge about blockchain developments for things. Well, that doesn't include us, but we'll try and get as far as we can go. Okay, that's good. You don't need to have experience with smart contracts or Rust to get started with Solana. You don't need blockchain experience at all. That's good. Let me just have a little bit of chocolate here. I'm drinking some chamomile and eating some Cadbury's milk tray. So I'm just going to read along while I eat this. That's good. It sure does. This is quite web development type stuff here. That was a really tasty chocolate. What are you drinking tonight, guys? You got any chocolates or biscuits or crisps? Developers and their eating habits, shocking, really. So good. So good chocolate, really. Huh. Is that JS SDK? Interesting. Let's just quickly go over here. Let's give it a star, shall we? Pretty active repo. Not so many stars though. But this is kind of niche stuff we're talking about here. Okay, we know what yarn is, we know what npm is, we know what script tags are. We understand import statements. Alright, so I don't want to get too bored here, I don't want to bore you guys, so we'll keep reading this, but we'll try this out here. So let's just go to our terminal here and do npm init. I think it's nf, right? Okay, so we've got an npm file. And let's install Prettier while we're at it. Oh, npm install save dev. Why are my aliases not working here? And let's just do a get ignore file. And let's add node modules to that get ignore file. Oh, don't have node modules yet, don't we? No. Alright, so let's see. npm install save Solana Web 3. I should get a GitHub repo for this, shouldn't I? I'll do that and add it to the description below. La 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 la. Alright, back in a minute. I'm just going to get a couple of chocolates. While you're there, you can go to the bathroom or something like that. Okay, we want to also not have idea, which is WebStorm. Okay, so let's just now get to the tutorial. So let's just copy and paste. So let's create a new JavaScript file. I don't know, test. Yes. I'm very lazy with Git commands. I get all the UIs that do it for me. But with web development, you've got to do what you're comfortable with. Alright, so let's just run this as a node application, shall we, first, and try and figure out what it's wanting us to do. Okay, so node test. Oh, crud. Well, we could just open up the web browser, couldn't we? So, but anyway, so node is going to need that. We don't have a transpiler yet. Oh dear me, what in the world was that? Okay, so what does that do? Test.js, it basically logs Solana Web 3, which is probably an object or something like that. Yeah, it's an object with a bunch of classes and timeouts and classes and numbers and all this kind of stuff that we don't have a clue or a Scooby about, which is fine. That's why we're making this video. We're learning together, because who likes to learn by themselves? I know that I don't like to. Right, so let's go back to the good old docs. So you can also run it as a browser bundle. Okay, example scripts for Web3. I'm not reading out, so I just assume that you're reading as well. Alright, I'm already kind of bored with this page. Okay, so we clicked on this link here. Right, let's go. We just discussed the development workflows on Solana, and you learned that you can develop programs with Solana, or you can build dApps using existing programs. Native programs and Solana program library. A lot of links are thrown at us, aren't they? What's this? This is taking a while to sink into my head. It's quite complicated, isn't it, guys? 110,000 foot development view. Now let's take a step back and look at the high level representation Solana workflow. This is an oversimplification of the Solana. Sorry, I'm so tired. I've had a full day of work, full day of looking at the stock market. This is an oversimplification of the Solana network for purpose of learning in an easy to understand way. So we have this program, deploy Rust, programs such as Solana network, nodes. Because we've got the program, we've got this client, transactions, okay. Developers can think of Solana as a global computer where anyone in the world can deploy programs to it and communicate with the ones that already exist. I'm ready. How to get started? One of the biggest questions is where to get started. There are a lot of entry points, but I think for developers new to Solana, you should be using all the current created resources on the Solana developers page. If you're brand new to Solana, again, recommend starting with the Figment Learn Solana pathway. If you're already familiar with looking for a starter app, try the D app, so forth. Okay, so I think that's the first video we'll do in the series, and in the next series we'll click on this link and see where it takes us. Thanks for watching on the Nico's Tech Downtime. See you soon. Bye bye.